even though we just drilled a hole in the bottom, now we have to cover it up. But this only covers it up partially. The water will still be able to go around the rock and drain out the bottom. So I'm going to put 2 rocks there. One to cover the hole and one to hold it in place. And then I'm going to fill my container with soil. And I'm going to start where the rocks are so that the soil holds the 2 rocks in place. Just like that.
Now, were those rocks directly over the hole or to the side? Kind of to the side,
the
offset?
circle one was directly over it, but I could feel it jiggle, so it's not going to plug the hole. The water will still be able to get around it. Because the circular rock wasn't completely flat. It had a bunch of different levels to it. So, the number one thing I tell people when they make a miniature landscape, which is what we're making today, Fairy Garden is a miniature landscape, is that you really want to give your little garden a nice firm foundation. And the reason for that is because you don't want it to jiggle apart if you move it on the patio, or even when you leave today and go move it from here to your car. You don't want all the parts to like go flying off and the plants to come uprooted. So the way we do that is with pushing the soil down. But first we're going to plant all these little plants. I got this one because it kind of looks like a little tree element in our garden. And we're going to use this cute little house. That'll be the fairy's house. And these are all the little trinkets I picked out. Christmas lights, a little wreath, a cute little fence, and a snowman, a cute little mailbox for Christmas cards and whatnot, a welcome mat that says believe, so cute, and some stars, and then some elf feet that stick up out of the snow. I don't know what's going on there. So the first thing I want to do is kind of, with all these toys and all these pretty plants, I want to decide how this is going to go. So I think what I'm going to do, oh yeah, and a little sled. I love that. That's going to go in there too. So I think what I'm going to do is put my little fairy house in the corner, and then maybe have a path that leads up to the fairy house, and then maybe have like a little tree next to the house for shade. And these are the plants that are going to go in the yard. So this little spot in the corner is going to be just a flat foundation. So I'm going to firm it down nice and firm so that the house has a level spot to sit on. And then I'm going to plant the tree first because I know I want that next to the house for shade. So when you have a container that's a little bit shallow and the roots of your plant are a little bit tall, you can just kind of break apart the bottom a little bit to shorten it, and then when you plant it, it's not going to stick up too much. So you want to firm around this plant really nice and firmly, nice and tight, so it doesn't come uprooted. You can see that's in there nice and securely. And then maybe we'll put this guy next to it because he almost looks like a cute little shrub. And I picked this one out because I don't know why, but the shape of these leaves reminded me of something Christmassy. Maybe because it looks like holly, or I don't know. It looked a little bit Christmassy, so thought I'd use it. So you always want to plant the little plants first before you do all the fun little toys. Because look at how messy it is. You don't want to put your toys in and then have all this kind of mess going on. So once you get these in, you can smooth it all out. Put down some flagstone and pathway stones, and then you decorate at the very end. Now this one looked Christmassy to me too, because it almost looks like it already has snow on it. It's cute. So maybe we'll have this one over here as part of the fairy's front yard garden. And this one almost kind of looks like a wreath. So cute. Okay, so remember, the house will be here. This is part of her garden. And then this will be like, I think this will eventually, well, they grow kind of like, see the bigger ones of this that are hanging up? They grow kind of like up and out. So this will get pretty tall. So I think I'm going to put this one kind of at the entrance where the path is going to go. So this will be like a little path that leads up to the house. This guy goes over here. Really want to gently put it in there, but firmly. Alright, so now we have all our plants planted. And, sorry, I get allergic to the dirt. Yeah, it makes my nose run.
Do you need a tissue?
I do. I do, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, forgot one important thing too. I brought snow. Alright, so now we're going to make a path that's going to go up to the fairy's front door. And I think I might want to edge it with some bright colored rocks, like maybe gold or red. So, first I'll put down just some plain sand. And I like to use this plain sand because it kind of hides, oops, I took too much. It kind of hides the color of the dirt a little bit if you want to use brightly colored stones. And it just gives it a nice neutral background color. And it helps keep everything in place because it's like another layer between the soil and the decorative stuff. So these are just gold rocks, and I'm going to make a little edging of gold rocks on one side. Be cold? You want to zipper up? You frozen? Poor kid. And I think I'm going to widen the path out at the end a little bit. So then we have gold there. And we have a little bit of gold over here. So we're making a little pathway that's edged in gold. And I think in the middle of the pathway I'm going to use white because it looks nice and snowy. And see, this is another reason you want to put the plain sand down. Because if you're using white rocks on black soil, you're going to see all the black shining through. Where really we just want to see the white because it looks like a snowy path. Okay, and so again, once you get these in place, you kind of want to gently firm down on it just to make it stay exactly where you want it to be. So I'm going to scoot all my gold edgers over and gently press down on those just to push them in a little bit and get it to kind of stay where you want it. And this is, I'm going to tweak this in a few minutes, but this is a good beginning for our path. What do you guys think?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. So now, before I go any further, I'm going to put a little bit of grass down. I like this sheet moss because it really looks grassy and it gives a lot of color. So what I do is when I have like a plant, I want to go around it, kind of gently tear into the sheet moss, and then you kind of scoot it underneath, and voila, grassy hillside. What do you think?
Love it.
Does that look like a grassy hillside?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to get another little piece for over here, and maybe a little piece for right here. Alright, this part has a nice straight edge, so I think that'll go right here. It'll fit just right. Actually, this whole shape will fit. See how it's shaped perfectly? So I'm just going to tear it right there. And tuck this piece in. Around my pretty shrubbery. See why I didn't finish the path yet? Because it's kind of like I have to tweak it a little bit and separate the grass from the gold rocks. And then the straight edge, even though it's straight, it kind of needs to be tucked in a little. And I always forget to bring toothpicks, but I tell everybody when we have this class, if you're having trouble getting your grass to stay in place, you can just break some toothpicks in half and kind of just plunk them in as like a little, or even a bobby pin would work, a little hairpin, or a paper clip would work. Just anything that you can kind of stick in there to make it stay. And then this other little piece can go over here. Too much of it. I'm just going to tear it. Keep the brighter green part, kind of get rid of the brownish mossy part. I know this is boring. The whole building of it is the most important part. But the fun part is when you get to put all the toys in. You guys are like, who cares about all these plants? But it really is important to do it right. Because see, now that I have it all in place and you really want to firm down on it, see, it's not really moving around. It's not going anywhere. It's going to stay this way and you can get it to the car safely. But now we can start with the fun stuff. Cute little fairy house. Come on. And the door opens. Because the fairy needs to come and go. She's got stuff to do. And it's okay if it hangs over the edge a little bit. Because it's kind of a big little house for this size garden. Okay, so now we have that. When you make your gardens, make sure and save all your little wrappers so when you add up at the cash register, they know how much to charge for all the stuff you get. Okay, so now I'm going to take away some of the little bits that fell, and I think I need a little more gold over here. And a little more gold over here. And maybe we need something right here. And maybe that thing is a snowman. How cute is that guy? Hi! Hi, fairy! Look at that guy. Oh my gosh, he fits perfectly there with the little circle plant. I love that. Okay, so then she has her welcome mat. We'll put that over here. So see why I didn't want to make the path go all the way yet? Because I knew that there'd be stuff going in. So I'm going to put the Believe welcome mat. Oh, right before the front porch. I don't know if you can see that, guys. It's starting to look kind of cute. Oh. Turn it around. What do you think?
Love it.
Okay, so now, since I went crazy with all this stuff, I should go get more.
Overload.
Little stars for little lawn decorations. I love those. And then I don't know what happened here, but somebody was mischievous maybe. I don't know why this elf sticking up out of the snow. And the hat. That's crazy. What's going on with this? I didn't do it, I swear. Hat, and then maybe a little trellis, a little fence to block out the nosy neighbors. And look at these are Christmas lights. These are so cute. Wow. I love these. I used these last week too. Last week's fairy garden was a Christmas theme, and it was Christmas in the desert. And so I used a little camper and these lights. And the ladies who were in class insisted I use that. That's why I used it again, because it was such a big hit last week. Okay, so you just hook the lights onto the ends. See those little hooks? And then where should this go, you guys? Maybe over here?
Yeah.
Kind of decorate the garden area a little bit. That looks good, okay. And then we've got a fairy mailbox we need for any cards and gifts that might come to the house. Right by the front door. And see, that'll help hold straps in place. And a little sled. What do you think? Do you guys like it?
Oh, it's cute.
Little
So
sled.
cute.
And I don't know if this might be overkill. I don't know if we need any more. But we definitely need two things. We need magical fairy dust. Which it looks like I carry it with me everywhere I go. I don't. Only to fairy garden
That
class.
strange lady.
So this is magical fairy dust. That helps bring your garden to life. Very important. And snow is also very important. This is a wintry theme. So we need a little snow on the roof. And we need a little snow in the garden. And on our path we need some snow. Does that look snowy?
Yeah, it's really pretty.
A little snow on the mailbox. And it's winter. Oh, and the snowman needs a little sparkle because he's made out of snow. All right. Voila!
Oh,
That's fairy garden.
Cool.
And what do y'all think?
Beautiful.
Excited to make your own?
Yeah, that is really cool.
Well, I'll help ya. The first thing, if you don't have a saucer picked out, you can pick out one of these. These are $5, and I think it comes with the initial price of the class is $15 for a saucer, soil, all these little ground cover rocks, and these mossy stuff.
Oh, great.
And then everything else, all the little plants and toys are separate. And they're all inside the little, the store is right there. And you'll see all these little things set up. And so,
What about the wreath?
should we use the wreath? Do you think it's overkill?
And where are the saucers, Daddy? Are they over here?
They're all over here, and there's round ones and square ones. These guys picked out some cute little round ones. And then the guys, I'll grab one of the guys if you want to. He has to drill a hole in the bottom, but that only takes a couple of minutes. Here, Cece, I'll put the wreath in there since you asked. Where do you think? Like right here, maybe? That looks so